everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Friday. Hallelujah, it's Friday, April 21st. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're going to do me a huge favor, look down below and see if you're subscribed to this channel, and if you're not, please hit that button. Last night I hit 5,000 subscribers, and I could not be more grateful. I love every single one of you. Thank you for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome for helping me get here. I am thinking about doing a live stream either tonight or tomorrow, just a sort of a hangout, congratulations on 5,000 subscriber type party thing. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm kind of dragging today. I was up till 3 a.m. last night. It wasn't a good night, and I'm kind of not doing too well today. But I still thought I'd make you guys a video because I love you guys, and I know that you are interested in this stuff. And so today what I'm going to do is talking about a new fat activist whose name is Cierra Jade. And she's 30 years old, and she is sort of trying to follow in the footsteps of a Tess Holliday. And when I talk about Tess Holliday being dangerous in other videos and why fat activism is not a good thing, here's why. This is exactly what I'm talking about, because other women are going to follow in her footsteps and sort of glamorize obesity and make it seem like that it's not a big deal, that you can be comfortable in your fat skin, that you don't have to change, it's society that has to change and everything else. And so this is Cierra Jade's website. I hope I made it big enough for you guys to see it. We're not going to start here though. I just wanted to show you that she does have a website. But the first place that I came across Cierra Jade was a New York Post article. And the title of it, of course, it's in Women's Health, which, again, I don't know why they put fat activists in Women's Health section as if obesity is somehow healthy. And instead of talking about getting healthy and losing weight for the sake of your health, they're putting fat activists on there who just want to talk about being comfortable in your skin and down with obesity. Like damn all the studies. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about the consequences of it. What you need to care more about is your own self-esteem. Self-esteem is above everything else. We don't need to care about our own health and living a long life and being happy and all that stuff. What matters today is your feelings. And I don't know why that's the case. But, of course, she's sort of throwing it in the face of every researcher and doctor out there that talks about obesity being a bad thing by saying haters, which I'm sure she's talking about doctors who have told her that if she doesn't lose the weight, she's not going to live very much longer. But haters said I was so fat I'd be dead in 5 years. Now I'm a plus-sized model. So, again, following in the steps of Tess Holliday here. And the more we get these people who try to represent fat girls or fat guys in the media, doing modeling, all these other things, the more fat people are going to follow in their footsteps, and the more they're going to glamorize obesity, and the more you're going to see kids getting fatter, looking up to these people and acting like it's just no big deal to be fat. And I think that's disgusting. And then, of course, the very first line here is love outweighs hate. Really? I think people who are obese and they try to glamorize it, and I've said that term several times now in this video, but if they try to glamorize obesity and they say that there's no problem being overweight, I think you are giving in to the hate. I think you hate yourself. And instead of trying to change, instead of hating the fact that you cannot get healthy because you don't even try to, You just call everybody else who says, hey, honey, we care about you. You should probably lose some weight. You're not looking too healthy. You're getting bigger. You need to start thinking about maybe getting healthy for the sake of your own kids, for the sake of your life, for the sake of society, whatever. But they're just going to call you a hater because they don't want to change. They think you should change. They think society should change to suit them and their bigness instead of the other way around. I'm going to get into that more in a minute, but let's look more at this article here. It says, a woman taunted by trolls over her size 20 frame has become a proud plus-size model on a mission to spread body positivity. You're not spreading body positivity because if you were, then you would say, I need to get to a healthy weight, because that's positive. I have to talk about how obesity is self-harm, because it is. You're harming yourself. But you want to put your feelings over facts. But Cierra Jade, 30, says she has spent decades subjected to cruel comments about her weight, with one hater telling her that she'd be dead in 5 years if she didn't slim down. Again, that was probably a doctor, right? All these fat activists claim there's medical bias, and talking with Megan Ann last Wednesday, there are some instances in which doctors do just kind of blanket everything and say, hey, it's obesity, and they don't do tests. They don't try to figure out what's wrong with somebody. They just say, oh, you're obese, lose some weight. And it shouldn't be that way. But doctors have told me too, like, hey, you're not going to make it to 40 unless you lose weight. And as I got closer to 40 and all these health issues started barreling towards me, and my body started breaking down the older I got, the more I realized, wow, those doctors were right. If I don't change right now, if I don't lose the weight, if I don't get healthy, then they're going to be true. Like, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to die by 40. And even my best friend Steve told me the same thing. He goes, I don't think that if you stayed at that size, you would probably be alive right now. Because it looked like I was very close to death. And a lot of you have seen my before picture and how big I was. That was like, I don't know, 4 years ago. That was before the worst of the complications hit me. I was able to stand then and take that picture. Whereas if it was a year ago, when I was probably a little bigger than I was in that picture, I probably wouldn't be able to stand and take that picture. Because my body just really started to deteriorate. And that's why I started this channel, is not only to encourage myself to keep going, but to warn other people about the dangers of obesity and what they're doing to themselves. And Cierra Jade has no clue what she's doing to herself. She doesn't. Let's continue in the article. It says, the Canadian mom subsequently struggled with her self-confidence before finally learning to love her looks and flaunt her physique on social media. Do you know what would help your self-confidence is if you decided to get healthy? Obesity is not something that you should be happy about. It's not something that you should glamorize. Like, if you feel bad about yourself, and that's why I say obesity is equivalent to self-harm, is because you are harming yourself, and you know you're miserable being that size. But instead of losing the weight and getting healthy, you're just going to flaunt it. You're like, oh, I'm just going to give in to it. I'm going to become a plus-size model and encourage every other fat girl out there that they don't have to change because their doctor tells them to, or because society tells them to. It's society that needs to change, right? It's just ridiculous. It is hard to pinpoint a pivotal moment that was the start of my confidence journey, Jade told Need to Know online on Tuesday. But as I got older, I realized I needed to make peace with it so that I can start living my best life. But that's the thing, you're not living your best life. Living your best life would be at a healthy weight, able to do more. Being healthy is happiness. Now, I'm not saying 100% that, all your problems would be solved if you're skinny, and you won't be depressed if you're skinny or anything else like that. But the fact that you're obese points to a problem in your life. You're using food to help you cope with whatever, trauma, emotional problems, whatever. You're using food as a crutch. And that proves that there is something wrong with you, that there's something wrong in your life, mentally, physically. Something is off balance. And so you're trying to convince yourself that you're happy now when really deep down inside you know you're not happy. Again, I have no problem with people who want to develop confidence in themselves. They should love themselves. But you should love yourself enough to want to get healthy. And this gets worse. Jade, who now describes herself as a fat activist and a You're Fat Girl bestie, says she wanted to become a role model for her two young girls, Alara, 6, and Riley, 3. So this is where it gets worse, right? You have two daughters, and you say you want to be a role model for them, but it's almost like you're sentencing them to a life of obesity and misery. Because a role model would say, you know what, I need to take charge of my health right now. I'm not doing too well physically. I'm not doing too well mentally. And instead of giving in to my obesity, I need to be a role model for my girls and lose the weight so that I can be as healthy as possible I can for them. Not continuing to get bigger and bigger because somehow fat is positive. You're not being a role model to your kids right now. You're not showing them anything except that their life is going to be shortened by obesity unless they change. And that's just true. That's just the way it is. Your life and their kids' life are going to be shortened by obesity unless you change. When I had my daughters, it was important to me to work at creating change in the body positive space so that they didn't have to grow up with the pressures that I did, the brunette declared. And then here she is just taking pictures of herself in bathing suits, letting all the rolls and everything else just hang out in the stretch marks. Looks like in this one she's like glorifying the stretch marks, like they're just lit up with sparkles or something. I don't know. I mean, her girls are adorable, but they're going to grow up thinking that it's okay to be obese. That they need to eat just like mommy eats. They need to deal with their problems the same way mommy does. And instead of getting healthy for themselves, they're just going to give in to that. It's just sickening what I'm looking at. In recent years, Jade has amassed more than 35,000 followers on TikTok where she shares videos showing off her body. One recent clip showing the confident Canadian in a black bikini clocked up more than 1.6 million views, but not everyone was kind. Dozens of viewers took to the comments section beneath the clip, accusing the brunette of being unhealthy and delusional. She is being delusional and she is being unhealthy. Stop normalizing illness, one raged. This is incredibly bad for you. Increased chance of heart failure, blood clots, high cholesterol, and other issues. That commenter is 100% right. You don't realize what you're doing. You are ill. There is something wrong with you. And you're glorifying it. And while you say you're trying to be a role model for your kid, well, you're just sentencing them to the same bad decisions that you made. With that increased chance of heart failure and blood clots and high cholesterol and diabetes and cancer and strokes and all these other problems that come with obesity. I mean, it's just the denial and the delusion these fat acceptance people have. It's just insane. And then, of course, you have haters were outweighed by Jade's fans who fawned over her physique, saying, "Thank you, this representation is so needed." Really? Is it really needed? Do you really need to see fat people being models and fat people flaunting their skin so that you can feel better about yourself? I followed you a while ago because we have the same shape and you make me feel seen, a second supporter added. Well, trust me, fat people don't have trouble being seen, all right? Anytime I go anywhere, I get the stares, I get the looks. People do not like fat people walking around, all right? That's just true. Meanwhile, dozens of other viewers described the body-confident brunette as beautiful. I mean, if you want to be a model, be a model. If you want to talk about body positivity, then talk about body positivity, but you can do that while being healthy. You're going to give a greater message being healthy. You're going to be a better role model for your kids by being healthy. Rather than glamorizing something that's going to kill you, something that's going to destroy your body. These are just pictures of her, I'm guessing, from her Instagram. Jade told Need to Know Online that she started modeling professionally in February of 2021 and is not currently on a weight loss journey. Of course not. Of course not. She recently founded her own company called the Curvy Club, which she describes as a safe and size-inclusive space for people to come together for community connection and events. And that's exactly what the whole fat acceptance movement is about. They're going to band together and pat each other on the back and say, "Congratulations for being fat. You don't need to change. We love you for who you are, but I'm guarantee you the second you tried to leave this curvy club, that you decided, wow, the consequences of my obesity are catching up to me. I am getting sick. I am developing problems. I am in a lot of pain. I did realize how miserable I am being obese. And the second you try to leave, they're going to turn their backs on you. They're going to hate you for wanting to leave. It says, with insecurity in the past, Jade is keeping her confident eyes on the future and is expanding her business to push her message of self-love. You're not going to have much of a future if you keep getting bigger. That's just not going to happen. So again, looking at her website here, your body is simply a shell that houses all of the magic that makes you you. What a crock. My overall goal is to help people feel confident and powerful in their bodies at any size, while also bringing awareness to inadequacies and barriers that fat people deal with in the fashion and fitness industries and beyond. Those barriers are the consequences of your size. Your body was not made to be that size. It just wasn't. And so the fact that you are that size and you're facing barriers and you're facing consequences, instead of deciding, well, maybe I should get healthy so I can fit in better clothes. Maybe I should get healthy so I don't have the consequences and the barriers. Maybe I should get healthy so I don't have to demand the airline gives me a second seat. Maybe I should get healthy so that I can be a true role model for my girls. Instead of saying that, you're just going to try to break down all the barriers and say, oh, people, I don't owe anybody my health. But then just demand that society caters to you instead of you changing for society. I mean, it looks like she's looking to work together with somebody, collaborations. Maybe I should invite her on Big Talks with Big T and have a conversation with her, but I doubt she'll come on, and because it's not a safe space for her to spout her BS. So I just want to look at a couple posts on her Instagram here. Something that I found interesting was this one. Bodies change, worth doesn't. I went through my denim today, and for the first time in quite a while, some pairs no longer would do up. I'm not going to lie, I was hard on myself at first. Why weren't they fitting? Really? Are you confused about why your jeans weren't fitting you? What could I do to make them fit? Lose weight? Like, that's the option here, but that's not the option you chose. The option you chose is, but then I remembered my body isn't the problem. Really? Your body isn't the problem? It's the jeans that are the problem? Did the jeans shrink 20 sizes? Or did you gain 20 sizes? Body shapes change, sizes change. I wanted to share this today because I know so many of us are likely going to start spring cleaning, and you may deal with some of your clothes not fitting in the way you remembered they did before. Oh, what a shocker. You gained weight over the winter, like most people do. And judging by the size of these jeans that she's wearing and the amount of her belly that's sticking out, she gained a lot of weight. She didn't gain 10 pounds. Like, we're talking a lot of weight. I don't know exactly how much, but I mean, that is a lot of weight to put on. Honor your body where it is now. Size is truly nothing more than an arbitrary number. Like, I don't know, you can't fit in your jeans anymore because you gained so much weight. So what could I do to make them fit? Should I keep them in hopes that they would fit? That's not the option you're choosing. You're choosing, oh, I just need to find bigger jeans and toss these out. Because size is just a number. It doesn't matter. And of course, the comments. Thank you for this. Just had this too, and it was so hard on myself at first. Got to remember, it is totally natural for our bodies to change. That's part of life. It's not natural for you to gain that much weight. It's not. Your body wasn't meant for that. You're being delusional. I'm sorry. It's a struggle lately. Thank you for sending this message and compassion for others to remind ourselves. I don't love how my body looks right now, but it's going through a lot. Trying to be kind to myself. If you were truly being kind to yourself, then you would lose the weight. You would get healthy so that your body was happy. All right? I mean, all these people saying, I needed this right now. Wow, this is a great message. This is a good reminder. I totally needed this. It's like all these people were gaining weight and they're subscribing and joining to all these fat acceptance people because it's easier to just join them than to just get healthy and to make the changes. Another one I wanted to look at. Where is it? Oh, okay. Don't eat after 8 p.m. I remember having that rule drilled into me from health professionals, and she quoted health, peers, etc. If you eat in the evening, it'll make you gain more weight, which is true because if you eat in the evening and then you go straight to bed, I mean, that's just carbs and stuff you don't need. The thing is, I'm hungry in the evening and I try my best to eat throughout the day, but sometimes it doesn't always happen and I snack a bit more in the evening. Is it ideal? I'm not sure, but it works for me. I used to feel extremely guilty for having a bedtime snack. I'm 30. Why do I need a bedtime snack? Many nights I'd force myself to go to sleep hungry and I would sleep horribly. It sounds like you have a food addiction. That's exactly what it sounds like. If you eat throughout the day, but then if you don't get that bedtime snack, you just cannot sleep because you're just so hungry and you're focused on food. I've been there. Like there are times when I knew I was going to have a nice Taco Bell breakfast. Like as soon as they come out with their breakfast burritos and their breakfast crunch wrap, like amazing, right? I love Taco Bell breakfast. I haven't had it since I had the surgery. Just like, you know, I talk about how I love the steak, egg, and cheese bagel at McDonald's. Oh, my goodness. Like, I was waiting before surgery for those things to come back because they took them off the menu since COVID. And so they were talking about, oh, it's going to come back, it's going to come back. And I'm like, I just want that last steak bagel before my surgery. But, of course, they didn't come back until after surgery. And I have not had one. And that's totally fine because I know I don't need it. It's 800 calories for a single bagel. 800 calories. I don't need that. That's an entire day's worth of calories for me. All right. Where was I going with this? Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. I mean, there was times before I had my surgery that my food addiction was so strong that just thinking about it, just, oh man, that breakfast burrito, oh man, that I'm going to be able to eat. I'm just so hungry. I cannot wait. Like I could not sleep. I literally could not sleep because I was so excited about eating food the next day. As if that was my entire life, just eating food, the pleasure I would get from it, how good I would feel taking that first bite, adding that mild sauce on there, just to die for, right? Like that's a true sign of a food addiction. That if you sleep horribly because you're just so freaking hungry despite eating throughout the day, despite gaining weight, you've been eating so much. But then she says, if you find yourself in the same boat as me, eat the damn bedtime snack. Listen to your body and feed it when it needs it. If you listen to your body, then you're listening to that dopamine hit. That's what you're listening to. That's what you're craving is that dopamine hit. That's when you shouldn't listen to your body. That's when you should tell your body, I've had enough today. I'll eat tomorrow. It's okay. I mean, these people are delusional, and they're dragging people along with them. The amount of women who is following her thinking, oh, it's okay that my jeans don't fit anymore, even though I gained 30 pounds this past winter. It's not like they just barely fit. I mean, they are just, she could barely get them halfway around her belly. And they think that's okay, that there's nothing wrong with that. You do you. Of course, and then when people see a fat person living their best life and get mad about it, flipping people off, hashtag plus size, hashtag fat community, hashtag fat liberation, hashtag plus size fashion. Celebrate my size. You're celebrating your size? Come on. Comment blob. But and then of course, you're my spirit animal, goddess queen. Yes, queen, right? Just and she does have a YouTube, but there's like 4 videos on there from a year or so ago, and it's all just the same crap. So I didn't like hook up a video, but anyways, that's just what I'm going to talk about today. I mean, I just realized probably half my face was missing in this video, but it is delusion. It absolutely is. And I hope you're not buying into it. There are so many people I talk to on this channel who used to be fat activists, who used to gobble all that up, and then they just realized what they were doing to themselves. Cierra Jade is just another one. She's newer. She's only been doing this a year or 2. She's not to the level of Tess Holiday yet, but she could be. She could be getting up there. She is getting a following, and people are following her to that lifestyle. And we need to call it out. We absolutely do. Because now they're trying to be role models to kids. They're trying to tell kids it's okay to be fat. Like, I totally understand body positivity. I understand loving yourself. We're not saying you don't deserve love, that you don't deserve respect, that you don't deserve to be treated like a human being. You do. But there are societal consequences. There are physical consequences. There are intimate consequences to your obesity. That's just the way it is. And you're not going to crush those consequences by joining the fat acceptance movement. You're just not going to. The only way you're going to remove those consequences is by getting healthy. We're not saying you have to be thin. We're not saying that it's a problem to have a couple extra pounds of weight on you. I'll probably always have a couple extra pounds on me. I'll never be super skinny. That's not the goal. The goal is health. And you're not healthy being that size. You're just not. No matter how positive you try to say you are, you're not healthy. And people that you drag with you, including your own kids who you say you're doing this for, are going to live miserable lives. Maybe not right away. Maybe they'll get away with it for a good 10 years. Maybe 20 years like I did, before the consequences start setting in full force, the physical consequences. Before the high blood pressure sets in, before they get type 2 diabetes, which is adult onset that a lot of kids are getting today. It might be a while, but those consequences are going to set in, and you're going to regret every single post that you made advocating for obesity. You're going to regret it. And I'm going to be here for it. Because that's how it was for me, and that's how it was for so many other people who joined this movement, thinking it's okay, and it's not. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. I'll see if I come back tomorrow. Like I said, I haven't had a good day, a good night, so I don't know. I might just take the weekend off and relax. I don't know yet, but I love you guys. Again, thank you for helping me hit 5,000. I'll see you soon. I love you. God bless you.